Yo, we're live.
We're there. Hello. Can you hear me?
We're back.
We're back. Finally. It's been far too long.
How's everyone doing today?
Oh, we got Jackie hanging out so far.
Don't have my laptop up to chat just yet. I'll grab it shortly.
Yeah, I just got mine put up. All right. I don't think. Oh, there's not many people in now, so I don't think I have a bad. Sometimes the background is just like super chaotic, and I don't want to show the mess. So sometimes I can just place myself and block it all. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 7?
7.
Lucky number 7 of the Lapidary Lounge. We're going to be hanging out, doing a little bit chatting about rocks. If you don't know what the Lapidary Lounge is, lapidary is a term used pertaining to rock and creating art from rock. That's the way I break it down. And the lounge is just, a relaxed, chill place where we're just going to basically talk about rocks. We've got episodes in mind where we're going to do some competitions. Where we're each going to have similar material or almost identical material, and we're each going to work it. Sometimes we just hang out and talk about different things like today. So with that, I think I'm going to give it on over to Chris. Hello, hey, Lori. Welcome.
That's
also
me.
Welcome, G.
Chris, a.k.a. Rufotris, Rooted Rockhound. Oh, is that going to be reversed? I don't know if that's reversed or not.
Looks okay to me.
But yeah.
You can't see his. Mine's right there.
Yeah. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about some of the rocks that we find and what we're not necessarily known for, but what we're into right now. I mean, for Tyler, I won't speak for Tyler, but for myself, I'm really into the Herkimers right now. And then I wouldn't say that's what I'm known for, but it's what I'm really, really into. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Herkimers today and how exactly they formed and what they are. And if you've seen some of the stuff on my channel already, you may know. And this will be a little bit different. I made sure to get some different type of information for today. So it's always a little fresh and always a little different. But let me go ahead and flip this around here. I didn't really plan. By the way, I'm in my new apartment, so it's going to be a little wild as I try and figure out setting up the new place and how we're going to do this. Got a little fold-up chair here even today.
I'm going to get this shared around on the cords.
So what I'm going to do is show y'all some Herkimers while we talk about them. But first I've got to get my tripod from back here. And what I'm hoping for is Ken to be here. I want to see Ken in the chat. We got Ken today.
Ken! Where are you, Ken?
Someone tag Ken in the Discord for us.
Oh, I'm gonna share that Discord right.
Alrighty. So let me move my mic so it stops bouncing around off my shirt. Probably a little annoying. All right. How is that? Sound check. Everyone hear me all right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Ooh, you know what we can do? Turn on a little flashy flash here and get talking about those Herkimers. So this is a new one y'all haven't seen before. And this is a very nice prime example of a Herkimer. Herkimer is a double terminated quartz, as most of you probably know. That's why they get the name Herkimer diamond. The diamond comes from the fact that they're terminated at both ends and they look like that natural kind of little diamond. Nice and pretty. But what makes them unique is a couple things, actually. First off, they're a little harder than other quartz. I've tested this myself with multiple types of quartz, including Arkansas, Brazilian, Utah, and many other quartzes, and the Herkimers scratch all of them. But those crystals don't actually scratch the Herkimers. It's pretty cool. So there's a few reasons that they're a little harder, and it's just the way they formed with the mineral inclusions. I think they have a high amount of pyrite, and so you actually get some large crystals, like we can see a little bit in this guy. I'm going to try and lift it up and show you. But you get little bits of like pyrite in with the dolomite crystals, and some of you may have seen my short before, where I go into the macro and show you some of these tiny little crystals that are formed with pyrite inside of them.
Okay, hey, I'm sorry. 1 second. I've got I've got to go copy that link really quick because I can't get to it again. So I don't know if me breaking away is going to pause everything. So just bear with me a sec.
We will find out. No worries. So Tyler's got to step away for just a second. I'm assuming it's only going to pause his side, and y'all can confirm with me if you still hear me. Hey there, Mia. How's it going? Let me actually catch up a little bit with chat while
All right, cool. There we go.
it does
I
that.
think, yeah, you were good. I think it was just you.
Cool.
Hey,
Yep.
Mia, welcome.
Hey there,
All right.
On Her Voice and Mia. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, we got voice hanging out too?
Yeah.
Hello, voice.
So, what's unique about Herkimer's is it's really cool. You might look at this rock and be like, how on earth did a huge crystal form inside this solid rock? And, well, the rock was solid when it was actually formed. So, the dolostone or dolomite that it was formed in is from the Cambrian era, which is 538 to 485 million years ago, and it actually formed as a totally solid dolomite. But then what happened is very acidic waters precipitated through the limestone and dolomite, dolostone, which is a form of limestone. Um, but the acidic waters would trickle through, and what would happen is the acid would eat away chunks in the rock and leave huge vugs. So that all happened in the 538 to 485 million year ago range.
Welcome
But
in,
then,
Ken.
hey, there's Ken. Perfect. We've got something for you at the end of the show, Ken. At the end of the show, we'll get to those boxes. You got yours handy, Tyler?
Uh, it would take me about 45 seconds to grab it.
Cool.
He says he's just here for a bit, so I don't know if as long as you're able to hang out. If not, we can always do next weekend. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to hang around.
So what would happen is acidic waters would form these vugs, and you get these pockets within the dolostone. And then over another 100 million years or so, a whole bunch of layers of sediment were deposited on top of this, and so it was put under immense pressure. That pressure created a lot of heat. And then when new waters filled in those vugs with a lot of new minerals under the immense pressure, it started to grow crystals. And we started to get the formation of the Herkimers. And that all happened in the Carboniferous era, which is 358 to 298 million years ago. So we first had the formation of the vugs in the dolostone, but it was 100 million years later, after those vugs in the dolostone were buried and then refilled, that you had the formation of the quartz. So, information we could share today that was new that I hadn't shared before when I talked about the Herkimers. And then, obviously, as I had mentioned before, it forms with a lot of calcite. We get tons of like calcites, gypsums, and we even found some, as I said, pyrite, other fun little things there as well. But sorry about that. I dropped my flashlight. We had a couple nice big examples here where, so what happened is you look at how it's still solid stone all the way around, and the crystal seems to like be right up against the stone. So that's a prime example of a little vug that got completely solidified with a crystal. This one had just enough space to give it a couple facets. Hard to show it there. It's got a couple flat faces right there and right there. But it filled the vug completely. But when it doesn't fill it, again, that's how we get these prime little examples. Or in this big guy, hold on, I gotta use both hands. See those perfect little points down in there. I've been working to get this out. You can see all the different tool marks as I've been trying to slowly remove the stone from around it to expose those nice little herks. But there's another really big one that completely filled in the vug. And as many of you might know, there's some things very similar around the world, but they're not Herkimers unless they're from Herkimer, New York. All of those which I've shown you so far were from Herkimer, New York, but these were from Payson. I don't really have any double terminated ones left. I actually gave them all away. Funny enough, gave them all away, but I don't have a whole lot more to show you right now before I turn it over. So I've got a few more to show you a little bit later. We can get to those towards the end of the show. There's some more in a box here, and we'll get to the stuff that Ken has. But pretty much for now, that's about all I've got. I just wanted to mention that pretty soon. As you might know, Greg and Tyler will actually be joining me, and we'll all be going to Herkimer together. That will be later in the fall, but that should be a pretty sweet adventure. I know some of you might be joining Tyler for the Geode event. That's also something to look forward to. The Geo Days or whatever. Something he had mentioned actually about some geo digging. You'll have to tell us more about that, Tyler, because I forgot. I just know you mentioned something about geodes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll definitely chat about it a
But
little
that'll
more.
be a little sooner than a little Herkimer dig. And if any of y'all find yourself up in my area and want to contact me about going to Herkimer, don't hesitate to do so. Give me a little shout out, whether it's in the lounge or on my channel, wherever. Y'all know my email. You got my info. But yeah. Oh, you know what?
Welcome in, Travis.
Um, hmm. Give me just a sec. I'm gonna actually drop out here for just a sec. I think the dogs need to run out, so give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Cool, cool.
Till then, we'll be looking at some geodes. Oh, hey, look at that! We've actually got Travis today.
What's going on here, man?
I
Where am
like
I?
turtles too. Hey. All right. I think we're looking pretty good. Oh, Chris can't chat when live. Oh boy. Well, welcome to 406 Findings. If you guys don't know him, he's also known as Travis. He's going to be hanging out with us for a little while today. He's going to tell us a bit about Montana agates. He's going to show us some of the things that he's found, kind of keeping in with theme. So we have Chris showed us the Herkimers, which that's not the main thing he's finding, but that's kind of the closest thing to him right now. So we've got Travis, one of the kings of the Montana agates up there. So we're gonna give the floor to him and welcome him for his first YouTube live debut. Honored to have you here on the Lapidary Lounge for that.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. It's a little different, I'm not used to the lives, but we'll see how it goes for me. So since today we're talking about how different rocks form and all that stuff, I came across a bunch of really nice information about the Montana agates. And yeah, it's quite a process for those guys to form. But the information I was able to come across was basically between like 10 and 60 million years ago, when there was a bunch of volcanic activity around in the like the Yellowstone National Park area of Wyoming. There was all that volcanic stuff going on. The lava was going crazy, and it would form gas bubbles inside the lava. And before and as that lava would start to harden, the gas bubbles would start to crack, and it would allow a bunch of different gases to basically escape. And when that would happen, it would leave big old cavities inside the lava bubbles. And while those cavities were just kind of hanging out doing their thing, it would start to rain, like an acid type rain, and all that would start to fill up those cavities. And that had like a lot of really silica rich water, and that would start to just build up over time and seep into those big cavities inside the lava pockets. And over time, as the silica would build up, it would create like a gel. And just a sec, guys. Gotta get a quick drink.
I got you. Don't worry. I got a button for that. Okay.
Anyway, no. As those cavities would fill with that really silica rich water from all that acid rain, it would start to create a like there it's like a gel like substance. And basically that gel substance would just kind of sit there doing its thing over time, and all the different minerals would start to seep into that gel, and that's where you would get like your iron, your manganese, and that's where you get the different colors because the iron would always like create the brown banding in all the agates, and then you have the manganese. That's what would create the dendrites inside the Montana agate, right?
Ooh. Okay.
And, the dendrites, they look like little tree structures. And that's pretty much what dendrite means, is just tree-like. But oddly enough, a lot of our agates here, people will call them moss agates, but they have dendrites in them. But that's just kind of how we call them here, moss agates, dendrite agates. They're still kind of the same, you know,
Right on.
you know. And over time, that would all build up, creating the layers inside the agate. That's why you would have different depths. There'd be different materials. You could have brown banding in half of it. The other half would be a nice dendritic moss agate. It's pretty interesting. But let's see, what else did I have to share about them? Well, I mean, I got some examples here I can show you. I
Yeah,
don't know
absolutely.
how well, but see, you can see the like the little dendrite patterns in here. That's your manganese staining.
Beautiful.
But then you have, I don't know how well this one will show. It's a really dark agate. You can
Oh,
just
wow.
barely see the brown banding going through this one.
I think that's the darkest Montana agate I've seen.
Dude, I just cut this like a week or two ago. It's
Wow.
gonna be in an upcoming video, but I was having a hard time, showing it because it's such a dark agate.
Oh no. Sorry to hear that, Ragnar. Hopefully you didn't have to cut it short. Beautiful agate.
But then see, like there's such a huge variety of agates. Just the three that I've showed already are so much different.
Oh yeah. Wow.
You know, because then we even got the banded agates like these guys right here.
Beautiful. And then you guys get water level too. And sometimes you have like the outside of like one you sent me that I cut, the whole outside of it, like say it was this here, this clear stuff was all banded, and then that little center in the middle was just water lined. I
Right.
love just the combinations of the two.
See, we even got geode agates. You know.
Hey, look at that. I like it.
See,
Jackie, we could see if you have you shine a light or shown a light through that dark agate.
um, I'd have
If
to
you
go grab a light, but wait, actually, I might have one here. See if it's charged. Oh, barely.
were
Let's see about this one.
I grab. Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go. You can kind of see it a little better now.
Wow, I really like that light too. The fact that it's metal and just hangs out up there. I
Yeah,
have
it
enough.
works. Just a little display light. But there you go.
Nice.
Now you can really see the banding right there.
That's pretty.
But yeah, that thing is pretty much like it's a lot of iron in it. I guess that's why it's so dark. But see, then we also get the green agates too. Like this guy right here.
Oh, crazy. Wow.
But oddly enough, dude, I've on the Yellowstone, I even found a nice like a little pink agate. Looks like a little strawberry agate. So
Awesome.
there's such a huge variety, and that's just on the Yellowstone River. Because when people say Montana agate, like we have, Bear Canyon agates, dry head agates. Like the dry head right here,
Yeah, I need some dry head in my collection. That stuff is so beautiful,
and the Bear Canyon.
and they're all so drastically different.
Yeah,
It's so
and
awesome.
the Bear Canyon and the dry head, they're not very far away from the Yellowstone River, maybe a couple hours at the most.
Wow. All right. So noted. When I go to Montana, we can go to all three of those places. Got it.
Unfortunately, we can't go find dryhead no more. It's
Oh, right, dryhead. You can't. Dang.
yeah, they closed the mine down, so we can't get out there no more. Can only buy the stuff, but at least we can still like buy it, and it's just not
Yeah,
gone forever. You know,
get it before all the prices go up, right?
that's what I was trying to do. Yeah, but anyway, like, and the sizes of the Montana eggs, there's such a huge variety. You know, you got this big old chunk right here.
Wow.
See, and this is the Yellowstone River agate. I just call them
Wow.
Yellowstone River agate because that's where I found it. But technically, it's a Montana agate, of course. You know, and then you get your teeny little agates like that.
Let me know if you ever slab up that giant agate and sell slabs. I would buy a slab just to face polish it and display it. That thing's crazy.
Yeah, I had a few slabs taken by Montana Rock Mom. I made a few lures with it, but I still have this big chunk is the only chunk I was gonna slab. I still have the other half I left whole, so it's
Oh,
like
wow.
an 8 pound piece by itself. Yeah, but when I found this beast, this is all that was sticking out of the mud was like that part right there, and
Even that I'm flipping out.
I had to dig out about like that much more agate, you know.
Jeez.
And I was just out fishing. I had no idea it was an agate. I was just like, well, this is kind of cool looking. I guess I'll just take it with me. So,
Man. Holy moly.
but see, and I kind of got off topic
No, hey, it happens, man. It's all
about
right.
how we form and stuff, you know. But it,
Look, we got Ren back there. We got Arnold. I love it.
oh yeah, those guys, I'm on those in claw machines.
Nice.
But see, when it comes to different agates, like how I showed the other one, this one is completely different than that.
Wow.
But it's on the same river, you know.
Man, I need to get out there and find some monsters, dude.
But see,
Wow.
a lot of the Montana agates, they got this skin right here. It's kind of like a snake skin looking thing. But apparently that's from the foam that was on the lava bubbles when the agates were forming.
Hmm.
And a lot of them have this kind of weird textury snake skin on them. And like if you don't know what you're looking for, it's really hard to spot these because there's other rocks on the river that have these as well. But
Oh yeah.
they're not agates, you know. They're fake agates. They're pretending.
They wish
But
they were.
yeah, exactly. But when you have little spots like that exposed, it helps to,
Oh yeah.
identify that, hey, that is an agate. It's not just a plain old nothing kind of rock.
So is that one you picked up and slabbed up? Is that the biggest one you'd found?
Yeah, this one right here was the biggest one. It was a 17 pounder. And then this is the small half. I have the other half out in my living room, you
Awesome.
know. With this, I want to face polish with this thing. That'd be really nice.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to slice and I just want to try and face polish it. I've got an orbital sander that I would probably do it with. So if you
Right?
want
Yeah.
to send it my way, or I've got an angle grinder too. I keep forgetting about. I gotta bust that thing out. That's brand new
Right.
box from like Christmas 2 years ago. Whoops. Sweet man. Awesome.
Well, I don't know if I really have much else. I mean, I'm not much of an information kind of person. I just kind of go out and find the rocks.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I'm more visual, so
Yeah.
so
Oh, right on. Right there with you. And honestly, it's quite a similar. I feel like a lot of the more popular rocks and more sought after rocks like agates and geodes and stuff like that all form very similarly. Uh,
right,
with geodes, you've got which that's obviously what I'm going to be talking about today. If you couldn't tell, I'm going to pick up really quick here. I'll flip this flash on, and just so you guys know, we are going to have Chris Bachtek in. Um, Travis is going to hang out while I chat about some geodes, and then we'll get Chris back in. So I've got things somewhat separated here into different little groups. But we've got Indiana stuff, we've got Illinois stuff, Kentucky stuff from Mexico, and then stuff from Morocco. So So with that being said, geodes, you can find them all over the place. You cannot find them everywhere. Unfortunately, everybody thinks that you can, but you cannot. Excuse me. But yeah, Chris will be back. There's three main ways that they form, and I've kind of talked about this before, and I've made videos on it, so we're just gonna kind of touch on it again. First and foremost, they can form in very similar ways, like kind of Travis talked about. Yeah, the seeds group. Yeah, what actually happens is I go and I plant the geodes, like some people try to claim that I do. All right, where's my notes? So the first way that they form is very similar to how fossils form. Just cavities get left in sediment, and just over time, waters seep in that are composed of different mineral makeups, for lack of a better term. Everything is pretty much silica, so it just depends on how much silica and what type and blah blah blah, that all go into the types of minerals that form. Wow, that is beautiful. I gotta stop looking at the screen. I'm gonna get distracted.
Oh, my bad. I'm
No,
just
no,
giving it a show while you talk.
yeah, yeah, sure. So the first way, like I said, it's very similar to how fossils form. Cavities get filled in, and over time, the minerals form. Um, and then we can get geodes. Those would be more so how some folks will go out to an area and they'll find a geode, and it's 100% a geode, but it's not an area that's known for geodes. That's where we get those little random one-offs and things like that. The next up is sedimentary geodes, which are what we're looking at in the middle of the screen here. So we've got the Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky ones are all sedimentary geodes. So those ones are formed very similar ways, but these ones are taking over the spaces left by organic matter that's left in soil that then turns to limestone and shale and things like that. So, like we see with Indiana ones like this geode here took over what was left of a crinoid, and we have remnants of the actual fossil. Not only do we have it on the outside where we can see it, but then inside it is mirrored in how that mineral took over. So we see botryoidal chalcedony that took over, and we can still see those rings inside left from the rings of the crinoid stem. So these sedimentary geodes, that's how they're forming. So they're taking over spaces left behind by fossils and fossils of different things. It could be a horn coil, it could be a crinoid, it could be, we come back here, it could be a brachiopod. This is a geodized brachiopod that we still have a lot of the definition left of the actual fossil itself. Then we've got different species. Like this is a geodized crinoid stem. Two pieces I glued together, but this is a platycrinites. That's the species of crinoid. So if this had a little bit more time, it would have turned into a geode. It probably would have just been a solid geode because of the shape and not having much space. But yeah, so that gives us sedimentary geodes. And oh my goodness, I just set that down too hard and it broke apart. And then lastly, we get the volcanic geodes, which are basically what Travis just said, how we get Montana agates. He talks about the Yellowstone. And I was actually going to ask, and the way I see it, excuse me, is, we talk about the giant super volcano that's under Yellowstone. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that volcano alone wasn't single-handedly responsible for making all the Montana agates and stuff over all the time that it's been there and was covered and uncovered and everything like that. So our third way that geodes form, which is how we get the ones down in Mexico, which are a little bit nicer, as some folks on last night's live stream, we actually cracked open a Trancas geode, but some folks called them exotic geodes because we get a little bit more variety in the things that we can find and stuff like that inside. So, like Travis said, these ones would form in pockets of gas that were left inside of lava as it cooled. And as we know, lava, when it cools down, it's porous. So not only are we getting water that comes in through, like Travis said, those gases that escape and leave a path directly to those bubbles, we also have that porous material that these things are growing inside of. And over time, we have different minerals that go in and form. And very similar to the agates, we have layers inside of here that just form over time. The ones that we find inside of lava just have, for reasons I don't fully understand yet, so I don't want to try and explain it and butcher it. But there's just a nicer variety of things that we can find. You can find amethyst. You can find, things that I'm not going to go out into a Indiana Creek and crack open and find some blue crystals or purple or things like that. Very, very highly unlikely. Whereas if you get over to the sedimentary geodes, we have very similar looks. We've got some beautiful chalcedony. We get some quartz. Sometimes we get a nice little combination of the two. And pretty much the same goes for like the Keokuk geodes you find in the streams and creeks and stuff out there. Very similar insides. I don't have as many of those in my collection. So to show you today, I have more of the ones that are from the geode mine. So you guys are very familiar with these. Very pretty. Normally a lot of calcite opposed to quartz. Super fluorescent. And quite different. So these ones here come out of the mine. So this is what the exteriors of them are looking like. Really, really smooth. If you're cracking into limestone, they kind of stick out like a sore thumb. But then we go and we look at the geodes from Indiana. Now, the ones you find in the creeks in Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky on the outside look very, very similar. It's very hard to tell the difference if you were to put them in a bag and mix them all up. I would probably be able to tell the difference, but that's because I've handled thousands and thousands of geodes at this point. But when you look at this one compared to that one, very, very different, but they are the same thing. This one, this one probably went through the process of becoming a geode more so similar to the way like a lava geode would form. This probably just occupied an empty space and had an easier time growing, whereas these sedimentary geodes, they're taking over brachiopods and all these really funky weird shapes. So sometimes we find them and they're really, really weird, elongated, super fat. You're more likely to go into the geode mine and come out with really nice round looking geodes, whereas if you're going into the creeks in Indiana, you're going to get some wonky. Then we get down to the ones that are in Kentucky, and as we all know, Kentucky has also got some beautiful, beautiful agate out there. So all these geodes that I show you right now on the screen have all got agate in them, as well as the fact that they are geodes. This one, maybe not so much, but this is just the cut piece from it. So it just goes to show, we've got very similar things we can find in the Mexico ones, which are similar to one another, but very different than what we find in the Indiana ones. And then we have similarities in the ones we find in the creeks, which are very different from the ones that we find in the geode mine. And then we have the ones that we find in Kentucky. It's just so awesome that there's just so much you can do. It's all over the place, but Kentucky by far are my absolute favorite because, like Travis mentioned, and how these geodes form, we get some beautiful, beautiful agate like this. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of research into Kentucky agates, but I would not be surprised if there was some sort of volcanic stuff going on with it because we get some really wicked colors and things like that out there. So that's going to be another day, another podcast, maybe even another standalone video, because I'm not too sure if we even have any out there in the YouTube realm that explain how Kentucky agates are formed. It's not something I personally looked up. I just go out there and try and find them. That's all I know.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, we got everybody popping in. How you doing, buddy? But yeah, so that's my little quick spiel about how geodes form, and it's really, I really enjoy geodes because you just really don't know what you're gonna get. People have their favorites, and I'm not bashing anybody, but Travis goes out and he's got a handful of varieties of different types of agates that he can find. He can find Bear Canyon, he can find Dry Head, he can find clear Montanas from the river, he can find dark ones, he can find green ones and stuff like that. with a geode, especially when you get into the different locations, because there's just so much. Like you go down into Kentucky and you can find so many different colors, so many different growth habits, so many different secondaries, and then you get into Indiana and there's not quite as much. And you get into Illinois and there's a whole bunch. And I didn't even want to even think about what it would be like to collect geodes down in Mexico because that would just be crazy. So they're my personal favorite because geodes are geodes, but they can change so much where you are in the world or in the country or even in your state, depending on where you're at. You can go to Indiana and you can go to one county or over to another county and find polar opposites. I have a creek in Indiana. I can go and I can find 85% of those geodes are going to have botryoidal chalcedony, and I can go to another creek where 85% of those geodes are going to be crystal clear quartz with really beautiful iron related secondaries like hematite and goethite and things like that. So there's just so much with it. I love it. So anything you want to add, Travis? I know you're showing a whole bunch of pretties, so if you want to explain or elaborate on anything, please feel free.
Not really. I mean, I was just kind of showing like the the mass variety of different
Oh yeah,
agates we can get here, and we even have some geodes too, of course. The only ones
awesome.
I've been able to come across though are the Bear Canyon geodes. I know there's some more in a couple other spots, but I've never been able to get out there to actually prove they're there. I guess it's kind of
Gotcha.
more on hearsay.
That's all. No way. When I'm able to make it out there, we get to go collecting together. We'll go find them. We'll prove they're
Yeah,
there.
well, easiest probably to find the Bear Canyon geodes. And it's always a hit or miss. You could have an agate instead of a geode. So
So awesome. That's why I
it's a
love.
win-win.
That's why I love Kentucky. You get that extra bonus. I'm not going to Illinois and I'm not going to Indiana expecting to find agate, but it's a very valid expectation as long as you keep it reasonable to expect to find a little bit of Kentucky agate if you know what you're looking for and you're in the right spots. But I love it. I cannot wait to move it down there. That's another nice chunk. Wow.
This one actually is iris. This big old
No,
piece. So it's just I have a few slabs of it, but it's so fractory. It kind of I tried polishing it, but I was having some troubles. So here's a slab out of it,
we need to chat after this podcast about a trade, buddy.
and like the
Wow.
iris is right around here between these two like quartz layers. Sorry if my phone's not picking it up very well.
No, you're fine. You can zoom in as well if you just pinch and do
There
that
we go.
on your other screen.
It was just the quality was kind of crap, but now I got it
Oh,
to focus. But yeah, in between that quartz pocket and that quartz pocket around the banding, there's some iris in it, but they're kind of thick slabs because we were kind of nervous because look at all those fractures in this thing.
right.
You know?
But it can be so hard to tell because it looks like a fair amount of those too are in the quartz, and sometimes quartz just heals itself. So I get
Yeah,
it. I get it too.
yeah. I guess I had another slab right there hanging out. But yeah, when I put it up to light, I can see a slight iris, and it's not polished at all. And it's too thick. But you're supposed to have them way thinner for iris. But you can slightly see it, so I might have to break off a little piece or something and try and polish it.
Do it.
Yeah, it turns out.
I'll be a guinea pig.
Right.
Awesome, dude. Such beautiful, beautiful pieces. Well, if you got anything else to add, anything, yeah,
Well,
feel
not
free.
so much. I mean, I'm gonna try and have a video coming out this week of cutting this one, the really dark brown one, because it was a big old chunk right here. Look at this thing. Look how dark this agate is.
Wow.
And see, it has that skin I was telling you about that a lot of the really big agates get. They get that weird, like alligator skin looking stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, this thing's super dark. It's just you can barely see in there. And of course, there's always, almost always fractures in the agates here, since they
Oh,
tumble down the Yellowstone River for hundreds of miles.
yep.
But Yeah, I got that one. I'm gonna try and have a video coming out this week.
Sweet.
And here's like the butt end of it. I want to do a face polish on this thing.
Oh wow.
Round it out right
Can you get
there.
it wet so we can see?
What's
You got
up?
a bottle? Do you have a spray bottle handy? Can you get it wet?
Yeah, I do. Just a sec.
Sweet. See through all those little scratches. Oh, we're in the agate.
I know you're in the agate. Look out. We'll see. It kind of comes up.
Oh, Chris said they got the thin saw up and running at the club. Nice. Wow. Oh, is that? Did you already show us a slice from this one or no?
Yeah, the really dark slab was from this one right here.
Wow, I love that. Just that
That
spot right
spot's
there.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow. I love that it's all dots too.
Yeah, there's all sorts of little moss, like little speckles in there as well.
That's
But
awesome.
I'm hoping to do the face polish on this, but I don't know if it'll be too dark still and you won't be able to see anything.
Dude, you should do a face polish on it. Ooh, hear me out. So do a face polish on it, and then you need to bore a hole into it. Like big enough
Oh,
for
and
a
put a light in there, huh?
small tea light to go in it.
Yeah.
And just put
That'd
that
be
little
interesting.
hole, little flicker light in there or something. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, there'd be enough room to put a drill a hole in there on one
Oh
of these.
yeah. Shoot, even if you do it small enough to fit like a couple of Christmas lights or something, there's a couple of things you could do. Yeah, that could look really cool.
Right.
Well,
But yeah,
sweet.
anyway, I just plan to have that out or polishing. I guess I'll get a sneak peek on this one. This is a dry head I just got done polishing. Or not dry head, Bear Canyon. Yeah.
My gosh. Look
Polish
at the
came out pretty good on this one too.
wow. Dude, that's beautiful. Hey, welcome in Rockhound Treasure Hunt.
See, this one was a wedge piece. I kind of cut it funky because this side had a big old fracture right there. So,
I see.
so I
Gotcha.
had to keep it thick so that way it didn't break on me when I was polishing this piece.
Wow.
But it's nice.
That's
And it has a little stand now, so it kind of hangs out there.
nice.
But all
Awesome.
right, yeah, that should be it for me, man.
Well, all right. Well, thank you again for hanging out with us. We'll definitely have you on again in the future. See, it wasn't so bad.
It was so scary.
He's gonna go curl up in the fetal position now, and
I'm gonna go pound a 6-pack.
right, go drink that turtle beer. What heck he keeps talking about.
Right.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna have Travis pop out. We're gonna have Chris hop back in. So thank you again, buddy. I think he's still gonna hang out here in the chat with us, and we got a couple of boxes we're gonna open up from Ken. So take care. I'll go ahead and remove you, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. All right.
But
Take it easy, everybody.
all right, bear with me. We got Chris is gonna be coming back. There he is.
There we go. Yeah, it takes a sec because of the lag. I can't see when he's leaving, and it won't let me join until he leaves.
Yeah, let me. I gotta run in and I've got to grab that box from Ken. So bear with me. I got a spray. I need a bowl of water, or is the spray bottle good?
Water. Yep. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm back. It was pretty exciting to have Travis with us and join us as our first guest on the Lapidary Lounge. So it was a nice little surprise. And when I dipped out to say I had to take care of my dogs, I made that up because I had taken them out before the podcast. I was just like, I need to say something to sneak out really quick. So yeah, thanks to Travis for being on. I'm glad you joined us and did the live. Wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, I hope. Just gotta talk your way through it, talk to Tyler, and it gets easier. The more you do the lives, the easier it gets. I tell you, my first few were a real struggle, And you'll never see them because I deleted them and they don't exist anymore. So yeah, I understand the struggle. Anyway, let me get my microphone put back on just to avoid any echo with Tyler when he comes back on, because it will echo sometimes. And this also helps cut out the noise of me making a lot of background noise, hitting rocks and whatnot. Let's see. Let's flip this down. Everybody Rocks. You'll have to go back and watch, because yeah, he was talking about Montana agates. I started off the show talking about Herkimer diamonds, as you see here, and then he jumped in and talked about Montana agates, and then Tyler talked about geodes. And now we're going to get into some boxes that were sent to us from Ken. If any of you saw my recent live, we did a little marble race to decide which box Tyler and I would get. I shipped Tyler his box, which he's grabbing now, and we're going to open those up and talk about what we got. So grab my spray bottle.
All right, so are we doing, we're both opening at the same time or one and one? All right. Chris, did you hear me or no?
Got it. Yeah, sorry, I had to go grab my spray bottle. What's up?
Are we opening at the same time, or are you going then I'm going?
We can open at the same time, I think. Just get them open and...
Well, if you want to go first, I'm going to run inside really quick. I don't have my battery is a little weak, so I'm just going to let it charge a little bit while you open up and whatnot.
I'll quickly talk about some geodes then while you're gone. This is
I just charged the kitchen, so.
My last Dugway geode. While they were talking about geodes and Travis was showing his unique Bear Canyon geodes, I was like, ooh, I'm going to hurry and run and go grab this. This is a Dugway geode, but it looks like a turtle shell. It's just got those little, I don't know, tiles on it. Makes me think of segments like on a turtle shell. Kind of cool, like a thunder egg. But this is one of the Dugway geodes. It's got kind of a botryoidally, bubbly mass there on the end. I don't know if I'll ever open this one. I got this when I was a kid. Oh wait. Actually, this might be from my last trip out there, around like 8 or 9 years ago.
We're making good time.
But slide these over. And yeah, speaking of bubbly bubble, as everybody rock said. Here's the other one I was going to show off. So this is one that I found in Oregon. Big half of a geode.
Oh, I love it. Just so everybody knows, if he ever does a live sale and that's up for sale, I have first dibs.
You know, I actually put it up for sale once, and then Angie snagged it, and then changed her mind last second. She's like, no, you should sell it to someone else.
Oh, how dare you?
We'll talk. I know you probably want this in your collection for sure. I think you had told me that too, and I forgot.
Yeah, that would be one that goes up on the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to remove a lot of weight on our next move, so I'm gonna be getting rid of a lot of large specimens.
For sure. I've got a really, dude, I can't wait for these boxes to come in from Mike. Mike's out of town. He's doing some collecting. I'm not sure if he's back yet, but I worked out a really nice trade with him for some slabs and some material. So yeah, we'll have some things to talk about the trade.
2 things. Unheard voice. Yes, I did get your picture on the bowl. I thought it was awesome. I showed my partner as well. And I meant to message you back. I'm sorry I did not respond. I've got some other cabs I was working on that I thought would also look cool on some of those bowls that you make. Secondly, let's hurry and get these open because Ken's got just around 20 minutes, he said, before he's got to go. He told me in a chat.
Right.
So I've got...
Open up and... So wait, is there a box inside of this? So is there other things in here too, or...
Keep turning my camera. So he just sent me a little list on Discord.
These are things from your sale, right?
What's that?
Are these things from your sale, or is this from Ken?
Oh, if they weren't, no, everything from Ken is in the box. Everything else is from me.
Okay. That's what I mean. I'll save the stuff from you for afterwards, so we can get the boxes done.
Cool. Yeah, so just the little boxes from Ken, and he sent me a message and said, okay, so what we've got here is a couple little goodies, some very extremely nice goodies from Ken, and Tyler and I are going to do some little friendly cabbing competitions live. When Tyler gets his open, we've got matching arrows to look at the pieces and compare them.
Yep. Let me.
Ooh, okay. This is what Ken was saying is the shark teeth. Check that out. What? Now that's like a bag of shark teeth. Wow.
I know how to open things. Don't worry. Hey, look, a magnet.
You need a better knife. Oh, sorry. I shoved that magnet in there. That's not from Ken.
It's like, how'd you get a roof home magnet?
I wedged it. I wedged that in the corner of the box to protect it.
All right, hold up. That is awesome. So are these all ones that you've collected, Ken? Oh, that is sick.
So he says I should, I guess, read his comment.
Wow.
All right. Bag of fossilized shark teeth from Minnesota Beach and some Pleistocene era fossilized shells. Those you'll want to put your UV on.
The teeth?
Maybe the shells.
Shells. Look at that.
Oh, and the teeth.
This battery was basically dead, and I plugged it in for roughly 4 minutes, and it's good to go.
Put the UV on the teeth.
Yep, I'm getting it.
Oh yeah. Oops, a daisy.
Hold on, I got overhead lights. All right.
That's really cool.
Let's see.
Does that happen to people's teeth too? That's a good question.
Ooh, look at that. There's some phosphorescence too.
The answer is yes. People's teeth glow in the UV. Yes. I mean, not that I really want to show it, like. Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't have the best teeth ever, so. Okay. That was exciting. I couldn't stop looking at those.
I love that they're all
Color.
by the beach too, unless you tumbled them. But they all look beach worn.
Yeah, I bet they're beach worn.
All right, so. Oh, what up, Soul Adventurous? Okay, so are we just gonna start unwrapping things, or we have a list?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull out these ones he's got wrapped up here and see. Okay, there's the shells.
Ooh, runaway tooth. Oh, a couple of them. It's like bonus fries in the bottom of the bag.
Bonus fries.
All right.
So he says there's 2 alphabet cones in each one, and a lettered olive, and a fighting conch. Not that I know which is which.
Wow.
Oh, that one had sand in it. I got a little sand from the beach.
Can you hear the ocean?
I can taste it.
Right? Bonus fries. Oh, these are so cool. I love shells.
I'm going to get these all unwrapped real quick so I can just show them all. All right.
And what's the age on the shells?
Um,
Oh, I
he
think that's
said
the.
Pleistocene era.
Wow.
12,000 years. Whoa.
What? Hold on. What? That's awesome. Holy snap. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Talk about
Dude.
unexpected.
Not
What?
expecting that at all. Jeez, I don't even know it. I don't know which one to pick up.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is going to make it some good little shorts. That's like Space Invaders. Look at this.
Oh my god, it totally does look like it. Wow. I want to go to Florida just to find some shells now.
Right? I'm now mad I didn't take my UV light to Florida.
Wow. Big Daddy. Now I wonder, are these two porous? Would these take a polish if we started off in like a 1500 grade or something?
I mean, I think I can polish them with my Dremel with polishing pads, with paste and a Dremel and a foam pad, or the felt pads.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like my resin pads on the wheels are soft. Like this. I think this is the Welk. I wouldn't do this one. This one's got the ridges on it still.
There's some parts here, like where it's concave, that the flat lap wouldn't touch, though.
I don't want to polish
Um,
all of it. I just want to polish a
yeah.
part just to see what it looks like. I just think that'd be cool. Just try and polish the bottom of it so the face is still looking good.
That's
These are
wild.
all right. And then what are these? What are these materials we got that we're working with? I know one's a picture jasper, right? Let's see. I don't want to lose the orientation on it. Oh, it's gonna have remnants of the tape. Okay.
Sorry, I spaced out. What did you just say? Damn, I was just like locked into that.
No, I asked what these the materials are that we got to play with. I
Oh,
know
yeah. Okay. So, Gary Green and Red Lightning Moss Agate. So this is the Gary Green and the Red Lightning Moss Agate.
Awesome.
Keep
Ooh.
in mind where the arrows are.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna this piece at least has got some residual adhesive stuck to it, so I'll be able to tell by that.
Yeah. I can just tell by looking at this one too. It looks like a picture, and we've got the live video to refer to.
Yeah, I mean one side is curved and the other side's flat, so. And then same thing with this other one. I'll just go with the bigger face.
Oh, Ken says the arrows are from the matching faces. If we both hold it up here.
Yeah.
I see.
Sweet.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do, what kind of shapes we'll do with these.
Yeah, these
I
are
mean,
some.
this one obviously a big like just picture, big rectangular picture.
Yeah, and we're rocking. I think we're at the same thickness on them too, right? Just about.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, thick boys.
Sweet. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know, freeform.
I mean, I'm always a fan of the freeform.
Wow, look at these. Are just beautiful. I think I need to turn the stain flash off. It's getting too bright. No more harm than good. Here we go. Yeah, this stuff is really pretty.
Nice, thank you, Ken. Yeah, very cool, Ken. It's awesome to see the two slabs and yeah, the opposites. You notice mine's mirrored because if I flipped mine over and stuck it to his the way it is right now, they'd just boop.
Yep.
And then you can see if they were that way, they'd be the same.
Beautiful.
Cool stuff. And the shark teeth, just awesome. That's like super cool. Lisa had sent some as well. And I don't know if she got them from Ken or someone else, but like, oh my gosh, now I got a whole little shark tooth collection when like just a year ago I was saying, I have no shark teeth. I want shark teeth. Now I've got them all.
I want a nice big Meg tooth. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm still going to possibly go dig for some this year, I think.
That'd be really cool.
Obviously, Herkimer too, for sure, because I need more of these little beauties. I'll never get enough of these.
I really enjoy um like how I made that case. That's so beautiful. What about Pokemon? I love Pokemon too. I really enjoyed making that the shadow box where I cut into the foam for those Native American artifacts. So I've definitely been bitten by the bug. I've got a couple different displays that I plan on making. I've already got like found all the foam carving tools to make my life drastically easier. But
Sorry.
one of the things that I really want to make, I want to make like a decent sized display, something like that, and do the same thing, black box with a glass on the front, and I want to do a nice big megalodon tooth in there. I
Yeah,
think it'd be really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Couple things before we end up wrapping this up is one, welcome in Tim. Tim just jumped in.
Tim, welcome, buddy.
This is a little something I was working on a video. I showed it earlier, but I'm going to keep working on it and possibly do a live where I keep trying to dissect. I think I'm going to leave this big Herkimer in there because the other side's not going to look as pretty. But I'm going to keep trying to remove these Herkimer points out of there and bust up a few other big chunks I have and see if we can't remove some big bits of Herkimers. But then I wanted to show y'all just a little sneak peek of what's going to be coming out hopefully tonight, possibly tomorrow. We'll see how much time I have. I need to go work some DoorDash as well, but this is a little something from Tyler that I cut open.
Petrified pecker. I'm just kidding. Horn coral. Oh, voice, while you're still here, hold on, I gotta find something. You keep
Look at the eyes in that. Wild little eyes in that piece. Great little crystals as well. Nice crystal points. It's still got mud in there I need to clean out. Get it cleaned up the rest of the way.
Oh, Travis, are you still here, buddy?
Yep, there's Travis.
Sweet. All right, cool.
with mossy eyes.
And I need unheard voice. We'll be back over there. Okay, Travis first because it's quick. Is that dry head agate or no?
Ooh, looks like it could be. That's very orange. Wow. Or is that Kentucky agate?
No, that's definitely not Kentucky.
Okay. I didn't know if Kentucky got that kind of orange red.
No, that's too much host for Kentucky. That's too nice a host for Kentucky. Only thing I can think, it kind of looks like is dry head, but I'm not 100% sure. It's one of the random slabs I got from Robin.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man, she gets some great old stock.
So there's that question for you, Travis. And then for boys, if you're still around, we talked about orange. How do you like that? Ignore those shapes. But what do you think of that color? Is that a good orange? TP Canyon from South Dakota. You know what? I think that might be what it is. I think I did have somebody else identify it as TP Canyon. All right, sweet. All right, boys. I will. I've got a couple little pieces like that, so I'll keep a couple of them for making those caps for you. Okay, awesome. Awesome. She approves. I just dug it out the other night. I was on a video chat with Mike for probably about an hour and a half before he was going to sleep for a few hours and then drive over to Graves Mountain. But we were working out a trade and I dug that out. And he was interested, and I told him, I was like, wait, I need orange. I need to double check first. But I've got a few pieces that he's picked out, so he's okay. Sweet. All right.
Chat line. But yeah, as Tyler had mentioned at the start, we're going to try and do this like every week for the next few weeks to catch up because we missed a few episodes.
Yeah. I don't think we're at a point yet where we can do it consistently every week and can make that commitment. But yeah, at least for the next month or so, I think we'll be doing the weekly shows. And if you're someone who's watching right now and you are a content creator or lapidary artist and you consider joining us for the Lapidary Lounge, very similar to how Travis joined with us today, reach out to myself or Chris privately, whether it's on Discord, Facebook, Instagram. Both of us are on all those different platforms under the same names, Rufo Tris, Rudy Rockhound, or Geode Cracker and Collector. But yeah, we'd love to have some other folks on. So,
Tim says Haunted Ridge is next weekend.
No, I'm not unfortunately gonna be able to make it for the. I think that's the April 1st or the Easter or something like that. It was too close, and right now, like I mentioned last live, Heather's working the Friday, Saturday, Sunday program with work, so she's got a contract to do that where she makes a significant amount more, but she's gotta work those nights, and it's a little bit too close. But I am talking with the owner, and I'm working on setting up a dig day just out there, whether it'll be me hosting it or linking up with Dustin and hosting it together. There will be a Haunted Ridge meetup planned. So
nice. Yeah, and like you mentioned before, definitely gonna do the next few weeks. But like Tyler mentioned, we don't really have the oomph to keep going. Plus, I want to get out there and rockhound. Like, gonna be doing a lot of rockhounding. I think on my weekends when I've got time, when I'm not doing DoorDash. But especially once I'm finished with school this spring and I graduate, I'm gonna hopefully get up to Herkimer, maybe Maine, maybe Connecticut, New Jersey for some fluorescence. I got so many little places I want to go, and that's gonna be a lot of like my weekends that I probably go do some of those things. So
right, yeah, I need some of that crazy UV stuff from Jersey. So you got to get out.
Yeah, go watch that short I posted today if y'all haven't, and leave a little like if you don't mind. The likes and the comments and everything help us a lot, but the watch hours is what I'm chasing after right now. So those watch hours I so need.
We'll get you there. What are you up to now?
2300. It's bouncing right around there, 2320 or something when I checked yesterday.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it goes up and down. Lose a few a day, gain a few a day. And as we found, it doesn't seem to really count if you watch a video more than twice. So if you've already watched my videos, it doesn't really do much if you watch them a third or fourth time. We came to find out because I used my girlfriend's account and was watching the videos, and it doesn't even count on my watch time. I go in the studio and never loaded, never showed. I was like, oh, I left it playing for like 6 hours, and yet it still says I had like an hour of watch time that day. So yeah, it doesn't count once you've watched them over twice, I think.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, I tried to boost my own. I mean, I boosted my own watch hours a little bit. Whatever. Use my own account and watch it just a little bit. No shame.
In case you missed my announcement yesterday during my live geode cracking, I am planning to be at Geode Fest 2023. I am fully intending to be there for all 3 of the days. I do not plan to be for lack of a better term, a vendor all 3 days. I do want to get set up with a table at least one of the days so we can have like a guaranteed meeting point for anybody who wants to come out and meet or see Betsy, get some geodes cracked open or whatever. Um, and then the other 2 days, I'm definitely going to be out there getting my hands dirty and getting some more geodes and stuff like that. So if you guys missed that, I believe it is September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, I let the wife know, and she put in the request off last month, and I told her, you better remind your boss every month until it comes up, because no matter what, we are going to be there. And if we only have one car, I'll be taking the car. So that's where we're at. But we plan to have another vehicle by then. We have two right now. One's not running. We're going to trade it in and get a minivan. So that just means that there'll be more space for more rocks. But other than that, I don't think we have much more to go on today aside from maybe showing off a few pretty rocks. I think we made really good time today. We're probably at about normal runtime. Granted, we had an extra guest today, so bravo to us, Chris. Give ourselves a little pat back.
Nice.
We could
not too many tangents. Kept it structured.
That's right. That's right. We need to get Chris there because it's
Yeah, I'll
not.
be doing a few more lives.
We're not Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. We're not pulling that kind of money. But when you monetize and you do get that first little check, it's definitely nice. And especially for people like us who make our the monetization is going to come directly from the craft. And then to get a little bit of reimbursement to put back into the craft and find some cooler things. It's all a domino effect. It's just getting those first hurdles, man.
Crab apples. On that note, I actually pulled this out from behind a few feet of solid rock, so they might have experienced the air for the first time ever after it formed underground. This is a calcite crystal from Herkimer. This is
Chris, about starting a live right after we finish this?
No. I'm gonna do some lives this week though.
This week, okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna do some lives this week. I've got a video I gotta go work on that I was gonna try and put out tonight. It might be out tomorrow. We'll see. I'm still gonna try and work some DoorDash as well. But I'm editing a video to put out tonight on all those geodes from you that I cut with the new geode cracker. This weird, different geode cracker that's nothing like Betsy that I used at the club. So a little extra sneak peek at that. You all saw the one I showed you, the horn fossilized coral. But there's all the other ones from Tyler, and one of them was an anhydro. So I cracked an anhydro yesterday at the club, and that will be in my next video. So that one will hopefully do pretty good, just given that it had an anhydro, and I'll probably put that in the title. Maybe that video will get me some good watch hours. Did I lose you?
Tim, no worries, buddy.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, you're joining in, buddy. You're always able to rewatch. We had Travis joined in. We had him on the stream for a little while. He was teaching us about Montana agates and how they form. So definitely a fun one. Definitely one worth going back and rewatching. But yeah, we are about to do our outros. Nature is on the other line, and she's calling and she's getting impatient. So Otherwise, I'd be here showing off some more cool rocks. We got to open up a couple awesome things from Ken that you guys will see very, very, very soon. Chris and I will be going head to head, and in a very friendly competition to see what we can do with the same kind of materials. We have counterparts, so his cut is identical to my cut of each. So it's going to be really, really fun. Really cool because he's going to be rocking with the High Tech Diamond 8-inch flat lap, and I'm going to be working with the 6-inch Cab King. So it's going to be really cool to see the different capabilities and advantages and disadvantages of the two machines. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And if we plan it really soon before I'm able to go and replace the wheel, Chris is definitely going to have an advantage because my third wheel is Kaputski after the 20 and a half hours I put in on the machine on that crazy Kentucky Geode, which
Actually, one of my polishing
what's
wheels.
so frustrating is that video, I put so much work into it and it has climbed one view in the last 7 days.
Yeah, that's rough. I feel that. A few of my videos do that.
Breaks my heart.
Most of
Like, I
them.
almost just want to just completely take it down because I'm like, wow, I thought this was fantastic, but I guess it's just garbage.
Yeah, it's rough when that happens. I definitely have a handful of those videos where I'm like, oh, it's been a week. It got one view. Womp womp.
Right. Post the link. All right, hang tight. Give me a second. I'll grab the link really quick for you.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna do. Oh, one thing I did not mention is coming up in the next couple days. My next live. I did mention that I'll be doing a live, but I did not mention it will be my Patreon appreciation. So I'll be doing a little giveaway for Patreon members.
Nice.
I'm gonna do another one of those marble races, but I'm gonna give away a fire agate.
Sweet. There is the link
Yeah.
to that video that I was talking about. And yeah, one more thing I just want to reiterate. If there is a content creator or YouTuber out there that would be interested in joining us as a guest on the Lapidary Lounge, please feel free to reach out to Chris or I. We've got some folks in mind that we're going to be reaching out to and talking to in the near future about future episodes. But if it's something that you got on your mind and you'd be interested in, even if you don't have a YouTube channel, there are other ways to work around it. Maybe not right away, but down the line, we're looking into third-party options on having different viewers and multiple viewers in at the same time while keeping everything live. So it's going to be really cool.
And yes, Jackie, everyone will get to watch. There may even be, don't quote me on this, there may be prizes for non-Patreon members, but there's going to be a giveaway for sure, an appreciation show for Patreon members, but there might be a live chat giveaway too, for just everyone in the live.
Sweet. But unless you got anything else to add, Chris, I think that is going to, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that'll be it for me as well. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all coming, and have a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
And yeah, that real quick there, I did share the Discord link. If you are not familiar with it and you are not in our Discord yet, feel free to click that. We can always continue any conversations we start in any of our live streams. Can always roll over there. Most of the time, they do end up rolling over. So, yeah, thank you all. We'll see everybody next week. I think we're planning to do Saturday next week. Maybe we'll do Sunday. It was kind of nice not having to compete for people hanging out. So maybe we're doing next Sunday as well. But otherwise, we'll post later in the week and let everybody know. But yeah. Thank you again to Travis for hanging out with us. It was great to have you on, buddy. And everybody else, take care. We will see everybody later this week. Keep on rocking.
Yep, and Crab Apples was right. Correct, Jackie. You don't have to have videos. And yeah, thanks for joining us, Travis. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.
Oh, you don't need videos. Save. I just learned that. All right. Bye.